Hi fire signs Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and those of you that are cross-watching as well, welcome to your tarot messages. In today's reading, we're going to take a look and see what's coming up for you over the next couple of days or weeks, okay? So what messages are coming up for you? What is it that you might need to know? There's going to be a part 2 to this reading, and in part 2, we're going to explore those messages in more depth and detail. Part 2 is going to be made available via the extension link below. For those of you interested in a personalized tarot reading with myself, feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address will be listed below the video as well. Alright, with all of that being said, let's begin. I feel like there's someone here who's really wanting to reach out. It's a former flame, an ex, someone that you were connected to, but it feels like this person, there's a lot of anxious energy, a lot of nervous energy with this individual. So it feels like this is someone who, wants to reach out, wants to reconnect. They're scared to do so. They may be scared of your rejection. They may be scared of how you might potentially respond. This is someone who I feel like has been giving this a lot of thought. You might potentially end up hearing from this person. Okay, you might potentially end up receiving a text message or a phone call from this individual. Understand that when it comes to their energy, they've been weighing this up in their head for a long time. This is someone who's like, okay, should I text them? Should I not text them? If they text you this, what will you say? How will you respond? So it's almost like they've been writing and deleting their messages. They've been thinking about it. They've been thinking about it quite some time. I'm also seeing that there's a bit of a disharmony and a little bit of conflict in your energies, especially when it comes to relationships, romantic relationships, or closed or loved ones relationships. There's some sort of detachment, there's some sort of indecision, even an imbalance. I don't know if there is imbalance of power dynamics. I don't know if this is, it can point to, the Lovers in reverse can point to some sort of inner conflict that you're dealing with, okay? You're struggling to, there's some sort of disharmony in your energy that's making your love life and your relationships quite difficult and quite challenging. I'm also seeing that you're not necessarily aligned with where you are or what it is that you want from life. And I feel like this is what's causing you to attract certain people that aren't necessarily good for you or aren't a match, or this is what's causing a lot of delays and setbacks in your life. Because the unity normally, the balance and the unity that is being presented with this card in reverse, it's a little bit lopsided, it's a little bit imbalanced. There may be, this could also represent a relationship that's a bit, one-sided, a relationship or a connection where it's not balanced, and someone is blaming the other person, okay? It's like someone doesn't want to take accountability, someone doesn't want to take responsibility, and they're blaming the other person. They're trying to avoid responsibility. I also feel like there's a bit of a coldness in a relationship, or there was a bit of a coldness in a relationship. If this is someone who wants to reach out and reconnect, then I feel like there's a bit of a coldness between you and this individual. And maybe because some issues were standing in your way, maybe this person ghosted you or disappeared. Maybe this is someone who grew emotionally distant. But it feels like something here must be resolved in order for you to form a closer bond. And when this person reconnects with you, you'll have a chance to do that. But you might potentially be giving them the cold shoulder. Things might be really awkward and very tense between the two of you. So it's so important that you don't give up on this connection. You don't give up on the development of this relationship, because I feel like there's a lot of potential, and there's a lot of possibility for this to be what you want for it to be. However, it feels like someone is very nervous, someone is scared, and it could be you. You might potentially be scared to welcome this individual back into your life, because what if they, hurt you again? What if they reject you again? What if they ghost you again? So there's this kind of tense energy. Also choices. I feel like you're going to have to make an important decision, whether it relates to your love life, your career, or just any other like different areas of your life. I feel like you need a choice to make. You're confused though. You're a little bit, you're not sure. You're confused, you're uncertain, you're not sure what decision or choice you need to make. It could be because you have so much to choose from. Maybe it's that. It could be because you don't necessarily know what it is that you want, whether it's you deciding between romantic suitors and partners, whether it's you making some sort of a decision here. It just feels like there could also be a fear of commitment. So you're scared to choose whatever it is that you're scared to choose because you fear committing to that choice, right? A lot of the times when we make a decision and we commit to the choice, we're also committing to the consequences, okay, that ensue. So I feel like something here is seems very confusing or very disorientating to you, or something here isn't what it's cracked up to be with the Seven of Cups energy and the Lover's card in reverse, okay? Maybe you're going to find out that there is a person or a situation. This person isn't, they could be in your life right now, but I feel like, again, just circling back to that imbalance energy, this person isn't who you think they are. They've been masquerading, pretending to be someone or something else, and this connection might not be necessarily what you think it is. Make sure you are honest with yourself about your fears, though, and make sure you are honest with yourself about, your choices and your decisions and your desires as well. Because I feel like there's this sense of you having to choose and you having to decide. I feel like you want to go back to someone or something. I feel like you want to go back to a happy place. I feel like you want to go back to a time when things were a lot more happier and just more carefree and simpler, for you or between the both of you. And you can get there. You can go back to that place. You absolutely can get, recreate that harmony, that happiness, that, balance. But it's just you're going to have to be honest with yourself, and you're going to have to, because there are some issues here that are potentially getting in the way, and you're going to have to address those issues. I also see a celebration of some sort coming up for some of you. The Three of Cups, there could be an invitation that is being extended your way. You potentially could be attending a family or a social gathering, or it's like a gathering where family and friends are going to blend, because I see you being very happy. I see you being, whether this is you celebrating news of some sort, or whether this is you celebrating the news of a close connecting energy. There is something here. It could even be like a night out with your girls, but I feel like it's like you're toasting to something. You're toasting to something, whatever that may be for you. I also see that something someone says might leave you feeling a little bit overwhelmed, okay? Someone might say the wrong thing, or someone might do the wrong thing, or you might misinterpret what they say. And I feel like it leaves you feeling a little bit wounded with the Nine of Wands energy. And it's important that you speak up. It's important that you tell them, that it bothers you, or what they said, wasn't nice or kind, or, wasn't respectful. So something I feel like, and I don't know that this person is aware how they're coming across, whoever this individual is. I don't know that they're aware, the tone of voice in which they're using, or how they're necessarily coming across, or what they're projecting onto you. But I just feel like you're going to be, I see that you absolutely have the strength to resolve this. You absolutely have the courage to heal and move on from this. But I see you being quite hurt. I see you being quite upset, or even taken aback by this individual in the moment. There is some very destined, I was going to say destined and fated, so I said destined, dated, something like that. But there is some destined and fated situations that are coming up for you over the next couple of days or even weeks. Whether it is the return of a past energy, whether it's you reconnecting with someone from the past, you possibly going back to the past on some level. So you might be going back to something that you've always wanted to do. You might be going back to try and recreate some, happier, healthier times in your life. You might be going back to a childhood dream and try and really nurture and nourish that. You might be going back to a job that you've always loved, or, you're going back to something or potentially someone. It's because this person or this thing, they call you. So I'm seeing the past is going to be very important for you over the next couple of weeks and the next couple of days, whether it means that someone from the past is returning, whether it means you're going back to the past. Some of you could be potentially like visiting a place that was very special for you and that held a special place in your heart. Like, for instance, maybe the childhood home that you grew up in, or the school that you went to, or connecting with the people, your high school friends or something like that. It feels like you're trying to, in some way, you're trying to recreate something. And of course you can never have the same moment twice, but maybe it's not so much the moment, maybe it's the emotions from that moment that you're trying to recreate. You could also hear from someone from the past. A blast from the past might reach out and connect with you. Like I said earlier in the reading, it could be someone who has been thinking about you for a long time, someone who's been missing you, someone who's been wanting to connect with you, someone who's maybe been trying to restore a connection, a relationship with you. I feel like there's something here happening for you, but it's happening very slowly with the Knight of Pentacles energy. I feel like there's something here that you've been giving a lot of your thought and a lot of attention, and it's on the horizon for you. So in part 2 of the reading, we're going to see what this is. I also see some sort of message that comes in for you. With the Judgment card, it could indicate that this person that we spoke about earlier has something to say to you, and you may feel like they're being very judgmental, they're being very critical, they're being very unfair and unkind. Maybe that's what it is. It could be something else. You might have to judge a situation or judge, something here for yourself and not allow for your emotions to cloud that judgment. So in part 2 of the reading, we'll see what more messages are coming up for you. The Two of Cups energy is also something coming together for you, something working out for you. Something is about to unfold, maybe not exactly in the way that you had planned it, but certainly it's about to unfold according to divine prearrangement, according to destiny, according to fate. Okay guys, and these are your messages. Follow me to part 2 via the extension link below. If you haven't already, please show your support by liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. Bye for now.